please sing the national anthem and to be present with us here in this moment.
Color guard, right shoulder, arm. Breathe in, arm. Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Honored guests, community members, and most important, our distinguished veterans. I am Master Sergeant White Shaw.
As I gave you all the operations of the Scales House of Hope, I didn't tell you the heart story because I truly wanted my mother and my father to stand. Come on up here, bud. You gotta come on the porch. Yes, you did. Yes, ma'am. You know, we date. Come on, Dad. Everyone, my mother is a young, I'm going to give her numbers out now. She let me do that now. She is 84 years young this year. How about that? And this good-looking man right here, he just tapped that number called 9 and 1. He told me he was 19, but he's really 91 years young. 2.5 tours of duty. So, Mother, I gave you all some of the operations of how all this manifested, but it really is their heart story. I wanted to take just a few moments to share the story behind the operations and what we're doing. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone. Good morning. Before I say anything else, I'm going to say I love every one of you, deeply from the heart. My husband and I have been together 66 years, and in Orange Mound, 58. And he's probably been here longer than that. His dad picked our home house out for us. We didn't realize what it was like to be homeless until our house burned. Then we realized, we couldn't go in and pick up this and pick up that. We had to wait until we could get it from someplace. And in the process of working at the laundromat and seeing those veterans, we toyed with what we were going to do with the house. And that's how we came up with the idea that we would be able to share with people who would appreciate this house. Lots of work has gone into it. I just got broke in it. And but that's all right because God is in the blessing business. Yes. I am 84 years young, I thank God for it. Yes. So, from that, I must say, we don't have anything to complain about. We have beautiful families. And my community, bear none. All of these executives you see in here, all of these are my friends. I go to them when I need, when I don't need, and if they need me, I'm available. We plan to open this house, and we plan to just be good to veterans. They don't necessarily have to be without everything. What they do need, we want to be able to supply some of those things. And of course, from time to time, if you want to help us, you can.
Amen.
Those checks are not very much, but I've been working 2 jobs so long. In fact, I started out at age 9. I was babysitting for a lady who had 11 children. And I must have done pretty well because one of those girls ran for Miss America. All right. She got in touch with my mother and said, I want your mother on the front row. I would not be here without her. I couldn't read. I always like to do that, help young people. So I had 7 sisters. I've had a lot of help. So I want to give back a little bit that I do have. I cook pretty well, and I like to go. So any of that I will do. Yes, ma'am.
Tell that part of the service.
The way he got the half-tour duty, we had received a letter that he was now too old to serve in the military. I didn't know the 10 levels, but they do.
That was in the 60s. There was no email, no Gmail.
Yeah, so we got a letter saying he was too old. And then Martin came into Memphis and kind of stirred up a lot of stuff, good stuff, I think. Made us do a little thinking. So that was when I got a call one evening from Millington. Said, do you know where your husband is? I said, yes, he's at work. Can you go down and get in touch with him? I said, I can. Tell him this is his last day on that job for a while. He is to report to Millington Monday morning at 8 o'clock. I said, well, they just said he was too old. He said, well, we just took that back. So my husband was a sharpshooter. He shoots very well still. My mother used to, of course, I'm from Mississippi, a very small place. And my mother would have all the kids come when little Jim was coming because she wanted him to just shoot for her. And she would have them to stack the cans on the tree, and she would say, shoot it, little Jim. So little Jim would go across, and he would stand over there and shoot. He can shoot. I'll say that for him. Then we had a rattlesnake that went up and down the road, wasn't in the streets then. And nobody could kill that snake. So she said, leave him there, little Jim will get him. So she put in a call and said, bring little Jim, there's a snake down here we need him to get. So when we came, we had to go about 10 miles. He was in the middle of the street. He owned that street. And, of course, we got into the highway then. And little Jim took out his gun and brought that snake down. Of course, he made the newspaper. It was so big. Small paper. So much for that. But we have always loved serving. And he tells me sometimes that I gave away all this money because I attended Melrose like I was a student. And when I saw a need, I fell right in. Amen. Because I know the Lord will provide. So I am grateful for each and every one of you coming out here. I see neighbors, just everybody. And I cannot sit down without saying a word to my daughter. I just had back surgery. And she has been driving to and from Atlanta to see about her mom. So I told her, I'm going to walk because I have things to do. Amen. So I'm up and I'm walking after 2 months. And I'm grateful to God. So with that being said, I'm going to say thank family, thank all of you, everybody who came and did anything. And remember, there's more work to do.
Outstanding. You did excellent. You want to say anything, Dad? All right, Dad. You want to say your last word?
She knows.
Amen. I love that. Don Gilbert, you've been a partner with me. Come on up here. I want you to make just a couple of brief remarks around our partnership. And at that moment, I'm going to ask Mayor Young to take the podium. We wouldn't be here. We've come a long way as a family, as you all can tell. But collaboration makes a difference. And this is a young man. I don't know how old he is. I'm calling him young. I ain't giving nobody no age. You know, it's a young man who stepped to the plate, and has stepped to the plate in many amazing ways. And I'm more than not only thankful and grateful. I want to say thank you to you publicly. So, would you give a little bit of snippet around Kingdom Community Builders and some of the partnerships, and then we'll clear up, and so we can move to the ribbon cutting shortly.
Okay, Don Gilbert from Kingdom Community Builders. We're a nonprofit that does community development in Orange Mound. And so in terms of community development, we ask the question, what's broken, what's missing, what can fill the gaps, and how do we bring shalom to the community? And so one of the projects that I'm very excited about was to come alongside the Scales family and to look at the need for independent living for unhoused veterans. And so when I came, the house was in process. One of the things we had to do was gut the house. And I mean gut all the way. And then rebuild everything that is brand new. So there's not anything in here that's old except the wood, and you're not going to see that. But the other thing that I wanted to say is it takes a village in order to get the job done. So we have had people come in to donate labor. So the sheetrock, painting, donated. We've had every other electricity donated. All the other areas, we've had professionals come in and give us discounts on what it would cost so that it would make this affordable. And then you have a host of individuals, some who have given donations, host of individuals. We have over 960 work hours by volunteers that have come through, and we have 10 churches that have partnered with us. So all that's to say is it's just not one person, it's a whole group of people who have caught the vision to help veterans and to be able to come alongside the Scales and to do that in Orange Mound. And so we're not done yet. When you go through the house, we've got some things done. We've still got a whole lot of things to do, but we're excited to be here and to serve Orange Mound in this way.
Thank you, Don Gilbert. Rising hand for Don. Yes. The Honorable Mayor Paul Young for rising and coming up here. I've known Paul a long time. What an extraordinary leader you always were, but you continue to be in these times. Not easy, but God chosen, all for the right time. And I'm super pleased that you are here with us at the Scales House of Hope today in this veteran season. I share and give the mic to you.
Thank you. Can y'all give it up for Cheryl Scales? The Scales family, Mr. Jimmie, Miss Bobbie, just thank you all so much for what you mean to this community. I first had my big engagement in Orange Mound around 2017, 2018, when we were working on the historic Melrose project. And since that time, when I really got connected to this family, they have always been there, and they have always been stalwarts in this community. And you know, as mayor of Memphis, I try not to play favorites from neighborhoods, but I must say that there is something special about Orange Mound. I really, in my heart of hearts, feel like this is hallowed ground. And the love that's in this community is unmatched. And this Scales House of Hope is testament to that. Our veterans, they serve us so capably, so committed to ensuring that the freedoms that we have every day is things we don't think about, that in other countries they don't have the ability to do. Our veterans are why. And I want to say thank you all as we go into this season where we're coming upon Veterans Day and we honor the work that they're doing. There's no greater testament than to have a space where they're going to be able to have peace. That's what this House of Hope represents. And so I just want to say thank you for contributing to our community as you've always done. This is love in action, and we need more of this. When I first became mayor, I did a speech. I say a speech, but I was in the pulpit. I was at a church. I don't call it a sermon because I'm not a preacher. But I had a speech, and I closed with 3 points. And I said, there are 3 things that I think our community needs to do to take us to the next level. And number 1 is to own your block. This is owning your block. It's taking care of the space that's around the facility that you own. Own your block. Number 2 is be the village. Y'all know in Orange Mound, this is a village. Everybody helping raise everybody's kids. But that's what we do. We support each other. We support our neighbors. This is being the village. And then the 3rd and final thing is one thing I want to leave you all with as we cut the ribbon and we walk through the space, but it's speak life into our city. There's a lot of things that are going on right now, and we can't afford to be negative. We literally can't afford it. Our young people need us, and we have to speak life into our city. And this is going to bring life into the veterans who've done so much for our city. So thank you all so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Young. Wiley. Thanking Wiley for being here and standing in, as I noted, for Congressman Coyne, who is out of town. If he were here, you know Congressman Coyne loves Orange Mound with all kind of love, and some more love. So, here you go, Wiley.
Thank you. Good morning. I've always heard that there are good things here in Orange Mound. As a matter of fact, they call it Orange Mound, Tennessee. Okay, I've always lived in the north part of Memphis, but there are a lot of good things that have gone on in Orange Mound. So give yourselves a hand. Thank you for inviting me to participate on behalf of Congressman Corn, who unfortunately could not be here today. The Scales House of Hope has been a long time coming. Jimmie Scales Jr. and Bobbie Scales knew what it is like to lose a home, and they have worked to turn the house behind me into one that will make it easier whether their transition to civilian life or to have a home when they have lost theirs. Since 2009, when VA Secretary Shinseki under President Obama prioritized reducing the number of homeless veterans, the number of veterans experiencing homelessness on a single day has been trending down. We've made progress, but there is still much work to do. There are still too many veterans in our country and our community who are homeless or, as you say, unhoused. Congressman Corn has been fighting to increase funding for programs to address homelessness and has brought millions of dollars of federal funding to Memphis specifically to help homeless veterans. He is a co-sponsor of the End Veteran Homelessness Act, which would close the gap between nearly 30,000 existing unused HUD vouchers and the homeless veterans still in need of housing by expanding eligibility and the permanent housing and supportive services HUD provides. He is working at the federal government level to address this problem, and Jimmie and Bobbie are doing more than their fair share to help here in Memphis. On behalf of Congressman Corn, I thank Jimmie for his service to our community or our country, and I commend both Jimmie and Bobbie, their family, and all of their supporters for investing their time, their money, and their dreams into this house so that veterans can have a place called home. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on.
We are now official. The next phase of official.
All right.
Everybody, we truly are on home stretch. When you go to scalesHouseofHope.com, please look at where we've been, but it's not only where we've been, it's where we stand today, where we go forward. There's much to do, much life to be given and to be shared and be abundant with. So don't hesitate there. I'm going to walk Mayor Young and Wiley through the house, and at that point, I think the Chick-fil-A will be arrived, and then others can come through and flow through, and you can see what we've done. I said when I learned about my daddy's journey, I also learned about my family, what service meant.